And we're back. Welcome to another car talk with Beth. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here, and you probably guessed it from the last car video that you saw that we're on our lunch break. We're taking a little lunch break on the road. I'm gonna use some of this time to do this video and then some of the time to get food. So we're gonna be having a very quick but just, informative and just mind-troubling, mind-provoking conversation about friendships, because friendships are important, and persons may be a bit reserved trusting people or letting people into their lives, but you cannot deny that everybody needs somebody, and everybody needs a friend. Everybody needs a shoulder to cry on, shoulder to lean on, somebody to talk to, somebody to have fun with, somebody to share relation with. So friendships are very much important, and I don't care who you are, everybody needs a friend. However, in being an adult, you will recognize that friendships are a lot more weightier in the sense of their meaning than when you were kids, and that's pretty obvious. However, I have come to realize in the time that I'm an adult that adult friendships are a lot harder to maintain, because the demands of life are great, and it doesn't matter how much you love a person, how much you care for a person, there are things that you need to do to ensure that that person feels your presence, to ensure that that person knows that you care for them, this, that, and the list goes on. But before we get into the 5 things that you can do to maintain your friendship as an adult, I want us to look at 2 types of friendships, and these are some terms that I would have coined. I don't know if other persons have said it out there. I'm not taking credit for it. It's just in preparing this video, these are the 2 words that the Lord gave to me. So you have seasonal friendships, and you have lifetime friendships. Now, seasonal friendships, and when I learned about this, it relieved my troubled mind, because sometimes we have the misconception that everybody's going to stay in our life forever, and especially when it comes down to friendships, that everybody is going to last all the time throughout the ages, from until death do us part type of mentality. And that is not the case. We have to understand that there's a time and season for everything, and this goes for persons in your life as well. Not everybody is meant to stay, and that may be a hard truth to accept, but I'm telling you, if you think about your life right now, think about somebody, and you may be saying, oh, we're not close anymore, or them change up on me, something like that. But if you assess it, maybe it's just not the season anymore. Maybe their season has passed. And I recognize that. Thinking about my high school friends, I love them so very much, and we were a very good friend group back in high school. However, when it came on for uni time, persons went their separate ways and did what they had to do. No hard feelings. Well, I'm not aware of any hard feelings, because we still talk from time to time, just not anything deep or anything, but we still have a good relationship. And it's just understanding that it was just our time to just go apart. And that is what consoled me, knowing that, okay, not everybody's gonna be forever, not everybody's gonna be a lifetime friendship, not everybody. And it's okay to have seasonal friends, it's okay. However, I say to you, ensure that there's a mutual understanding, because it will look away if you have an understanding that this is just for a season and somebody thinks it's a lifetime. But I just want you to have that understanding that it's okay. Seasonal friendships are a real thing, and persons come and go. Now, lifetime friendships, those are the friendships that last throughout. The bond is just tight, and it doesn't matter what comes. It's not based on communication, it's not based on how many times you see each other per year, per week, per month. It's just that this person is in your life to stay. Right? I have a couple of these friends, and we don't really talk that often. I'm not talking about my best friend, I'm talking about the lifetime friendships. We don't really talk that often, but when we talk, it's a meaningful time. God is glorified, and you just leave enriched and just happy about the conversation. But you just know that this person is gonna be with you for the rest of your life, comes what may, right? So you have seasonal friendships and lifetime friendships, but it doesn't matter what type of friendship it is. There are some things that you can do to maintain the friendship, and number one is prayer. Now, as a child of God, you know that prayer is important. You are to always seek the face of God. Communicate with your Father on the decisions you're to make, on the things that you need to do, whether it be in the friendship, in your personal life. How can you help your friend to be better? How can you help, things like that. Seek the face of God. Is this person even supposed to be in my life right now? Am I holding on to something that I need to let go? Those are a lot of questions, or just some of the questions that you can ask in the place of prayer. So prayer is extremely important. On my list, I have communication as number 2. And we know that for any relationship to thrive, communication is key. That is why, as a child of God, you can't say that you have a good relationship with the Lord, but you don't pray. Because praying is communication to God. You have to communicate with Him, and you have to communicate with your friend so that the relationship keeps going. No, I'm not saying that you have to hitch up under each other's arm and always talk. If that is your life, if your life is set up that way, cool. But for some persons, they can't sit down and talk all the time. For example, me and my best friend, we talk, but there was a time where we could talk for an extended period of time. No, that's not the time. It's not the time for that anymore. Life has changed. Life has, but we still ensure that we talk. We still ensure that we check on each other. We still ensure that we pour into each other's lives. So communication is extremely important. And number 3, don't avoid conflict. I mean, this is what's going to help to maintain your friendship. Do not avoid conflict. As human beings, we're quick to go into fight or flight, and we tend to avoid the distasteful moments, or the moments that seem to tug and pull on our heartstrings. But we're adults here, and we have to learn to appreciate confrontation and conflicts. And I'm preaching to myself, because listen, blessed are the peacemakers. That I held on to that verse because I just couldn't bother with the confrontation and this. I am not that type of person. However, I'm growing to understand and appreciate proper and effective and healthy conflict resolution, thanks to my darling husband. He has been helping me in that area. But when it comes down to our friendships, let us not avoid conflicts. Let us not avoid healthy criticism, because it is good and it will help us to grow. It will help you to understand the person better. It will help you to understand how they think. It will help you to understand how they process things, or how they react, or why they react the way that they do. So do not avoid conflicts. Don't. It will help you to grow more than you even know. Number 4, meaningful moments. Seek to have meaningful moments. And if you have a long distance friendship, try to set aside time to see each other, right? Try to have meaningful moments. Don't let it just be casual talk, everyday talk. Seek to pour into each other. Pray for each other. Discuss a scripture together. Discuss a topic that is on your heart. Get advice. Have meaningful moments that you can pour into each other. I live by this, that every relationship that I have in my life, right, it should be either I'm pouring into somebody, they're pouring into me, or vice versa. But I'm not gonna have a relationship, a connection with anybody that is just dead. It's stagnant. There's nothing. I cannot do that, and I will not apologize for that, because the season that the Lord has me in, the life that the Lord has me living, the destiny that I have, I cannot afford to waste time. So I always strive to have purposeful or meaningful conversations, meaningful moments with persons, with my friends, with persons close to me. Right. So have meaningful moments where you can pour into each other and share with each other. And the number 5, to maintain adult friendships, sacrifice. Yeah, that S word, sacrifice. It is important. I know everybody's busy. I know people are out here, husband, wives, having kids, the business, the job, whatever it may be. Everybody is busy, but everybody needs to understand that in order to maintain a friendship, you need to make some level of sacrifice. So whether it is staying up a couple of minutes talking, driving across the island to go and see your best friend, or you're in the same parish and you just link up, or you plan a trip, plan a girls trip, plan a boys trip, I mean whatever, but find ways to sacrifice for the greater good of the relationship. And let me say that this sacrifice should be felt on both ends. It should not just be a one-ended thing. It should not be that I am always the one pouring out, and you're not doing anything. That is not. You're sucking from me. You're a parasite. That is not it. So you have to ensure that you're willing to make sacrifices to allow the relationship to grow, to allow the friendship to grow, right? To the glory and honor of God. So let's recap. We talked about seasonal friendships, that these are persons who come and go. They're not in your life to stay, but the season that they're in your life, it will be one that flourishes and one that's great. But understand that they're not lifetime friendships, and it's okay for you to let them go. We talked about lifetime friendships now, that these are persons who are with you until death. They stick right through. They may not always be there in terms of physically, or you may not always have constant communication, but they are lifetime friends. And 5 of the things that we talked about to maintain friendships: prayer, communication, not avoiding conflict, meaningful moments, and sacrifice. So I hope that helped somebody who is probably trying to balance their friendships in their lives, in this time in their life, or in this season of their life. And I pray that it benefited you. I'm so happy that you joined me today, and I really do enjoy these videos. I really feel like I'm just sitting down and just talking to a friend, to be honest. Just talking to a friend. And I appreciate all of my subscribers. I'm so happy to have you here, and I'm so happy that you give a listening ear to what Sister Blackwood has to say. But I'm looking forward to more of these car talks. But I want to hear from you in the comments. Leave topics, leave titles or conversations you'd want me to have for car talks with Beth, because I really see this as just being like a chill moment, a little chill time talking. So let me know in the comments down below some topics that you'd want me to talk on in our little chit chat car talks with Beth. But with that being said, thank you so very much for joining me on this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next upload.